Yeah, so let's see what this next guy has to say. Yes, white and black magic spells are sold in different shops, as in the original Final Fantasy 1. However, the top 2 spells in each shop are red magic, and the bottom 2 are time magic. So that's how you'll be able to tell the difference there. And we see where Paladin will be able to use up to level 4 white magic, our Ninja use up to level 6 time magic, and our Sage will use level 8 up to level 8 red magic. Alright, and here are the different weapon types. I think we'll pretty much be able to use all these different weapon types except for the dark swords. If we had a Dark Knight or a Knight, they'd be able to use those, but we'll be able to use the swords with the Paladin. The Ninja will be able to use knives. See, the Sage will be stuck with using staffs the entire game. The Ninja can also use katanas. The Viking will use hammers and axes. And the Paladin will use holy swords and also regular swords. And also axes, I think. So we pretty much use everything except for the dark swords. And here it shows it again. Yeah, so only thing we don't have anyone to use is these dark swords. We don't have any of those classes. But that's one reason why I picked this party, is to show off these new classes, and also to have a kind of a well-rounded party with all types of different characters with different fighting styles and different equipment to show off. So here's the different armor accessories, right? So we'll be able to use robes for our Sage, vests for our Ninja, mail armor for our Paladin, plate armor for our Viking. Our Viking and Paladin will be able to use these helmets, shields, and gauntlets, and our Ninja will be able to use rings that we find. There are many magic rings in this world, Yeah, so you have 4 available spells for each level, but you can only learn 3, so you have to pass up 1. You choose carefully. And I've already made up the list beforehand of all the spells I plan on buying for my characters. And yeah, you can use the item command either to drink potions or to sometimes armored weapons will have special effects you can use in battle. And yes, the harm spells are very useful. Yes, so hopefully that explains a little bit about this hack that we're playing. It's, you know, a little bit different from the original Final Fantasy 1, as we'll see going through this. I'm going to buy a wooden hammer for my Viking. Let's see, a rapier for my Paladin. I think yeah, I think a dagger for my Ninja, because I want him to be getting 2 hits as soon as possible. And the dagger has a higher hit percentage but lower strength. The katanas have higher strength but lower hit percentage. So I want to make sure I get hits as much as I can. And a staff for Stret. Let's see. So make sure we equip those. And let's see, damage of 19, pretty good. 15, pretty good. Damage of 6, not the best. But once he levels up to level 2, he'll be getting 2 hits. So that'll be very nice. I pretty much guarantee that they'll have at least 1 hit connect on his target pretty much every time he attacks. You know, it's never good to just totally miss. It's really demoralizing to just have a character that misses all the time. Especially fighting like bird creatures or wolves or monsters with high evade. It's good to have a character that can consistently hit. And of course our Sage is pretty pathetic. Physical strength. Before we get armor, let's run up here and get magic. Just so I know I have enough money for that. First off, for our Ninja, I'm gonna get sleep. Okay, this will put all monsters to sleep for a turn. It won't work on all monsters, but it works on a lot of monsters. You know, these status effect spells, they weren't very popular in the original Final Fantasy 1, partly because they never worked. They were glitched out most of the time, except for a few. But this hack has repaired all those glitches. All the status effect spells work as intended, and they actually are very useful. you know, the classes that can use time magic, like the ninja or the time mage, are actually, you know, quite useful in this hack. You know, it's you might not realize that playing it for the first time. You might, you know, decide to pass up on those characters, thinking they won't be worth anything, but actually they're pretty useful. Now, for a paladin, I'm going to get another time magic spell, this time a white time magic spell, Invisible, which will increase the evade of our entire party. Also very useful, and will be useful. The thing about these time magic spells is they remain useful throughout the entire game. Unlike, let's say, Fire 1, you know, direct damage red magic spell, which will be, you know, useful briefly, but then pretty soon your physical attacks will be able to do more than that. So, let's see, I'm gonna buy Cure for my Sage, also Harm in case we run into any undead, and also I think Lightning, Bolt, as it's called. Yeah, so the direct damage spells tend to go more obsolete. Now, the Sage's level 1 spells will never really go obsolete because he can always use Cure out of battle to heal up members, which is always useful. But sometimes, like if you have I don't know, if you just concentrate too much on the red magic spells, you're left with ones by the end of the game that you don't ever use anymore. Whereas like Invisible will always be useful, Sleep will always be useful to a certain extent to put certain monsters to sleep. You'll find out that some are not vulnerable to that status effect, but even into the late game, occasionally there are monsters that you can use that with. Alright, for armor, we actually don't have anything we can buy for our Viking right now. He only uses the most manliest of armor, plate armor, heavy plate mail, which we don't have any here. We do have chainmail for our paladin, so we'll buy that. And we've got leather vests we can use for our ninja, and cloth we can use for the sage. So let's get equipped up. And you know, because our Viking actually doesn't have any armor right now, I'm gonna take him out of the front position, put the paladin in there, so that the Viking doesn't get hit quite as often. So I think now we are ready to head out. Let's talk to this guy real quick. Yeah, everyone's talking about the Light Warriors. Perhaps we will find out what the heck they're babbling about. So, the guy in the castle said this place was off to the northwest. Small little channel blocks our way there. Perhaps we'll be able to cross that channel one day. Plot spoiler. You know, I have played through this game before, so this isn't a blind playthrough. But what I'll try to do is, you know, show everything for viewers that, you know, haven't played this before, you know, to actually explain how you can find out certain things. I'm not just going to rush through it. Just try to show everything. So obviously here, we can only go to the northwest, and that makes sense because that's what that guy said we needed to do. Aha, here's some slightly stronger monsters. Let's see how our group does. The imps are no... see, the wolves are, they're targeting the guy without any armor. Stop doing that. There we go. Not too bad. And you know, I'm actually going to put the Viking in the back for now. You might be a little humiliated by that, but so we can't go that way. Going up to the northwest. But yeah, he's getting picked on, so we have to do that. So here we have the Temple of Fiends. And what's this? It's a force field that actually prevents us from passing. How shall we get into that chamber to defeat Evil Garland up there? Well, I guess we'll have to go around. Maybe find a different way. Oh! Here's a perfect place to use our farm spell. Okay. Kill off these undead, hopefully before they kill my people.